Whether you have a sports team, company, or charitable event and need custom t-shirts, hats, sweaters, or hoodies, ShopTotallyT-shirt.com can help. ShopTotallyT-shirt.com is the best in high-quality items at great affordable prices and top-notch customer service. ShopTotallyT-shirt.com. ShopTotallyT-shirt.com. One more time, ShopTotallyT-shirt.com.
Check out DoBack.com. DoBack.com is a coupon and cashback site that has you covered with unbeatable deals. Upgrade your tech game without breaking the bank. Get access to exclusive deals and cashback offers on the latest gadgets and discounted tech. Calling all sports and music fans, score big with deals and cashback offers on the NFL, NHL, and NCAA tickets, as well as upcoming concerts by legendary artists like Def Leppard, Journey, Foo Fighters, Nicki Minaj. Don't miss out on your chance to experience the excitement live with help from DoBack.com. Still searching for that last-minute gift? DoBack.com has you covered. Find amazing deals with cashback offers on gifts for him, for her, or even the kids. Don't wait. Grab the perfect presents right now. Get ready to save and save big and enjoy the ultimate shopping experience. Don't miss out on these incredible deals and cashback offers. Start shopping right now. DoBack.com. That's DoBack.com. One more time, DoBack.com.
Get your website and software ERP services done right with ModernTech.co, where 100% satisfaction is guaranteed. ModernTech.co, the best place for mobile applications and web apps. ModernTech.co, where you can get your Android and iOS app done on discounted prices and more. ModernTech.co. Also follow on Facebook at facebook.com/Modern Tech LLC and Instagram at BondTechCo.
If you're looking for unbeatable deals, all 99 cents or less, check out Mercsaver today. Mercsaver.com. That's spelled MERCSAVER. Mercsaver.com, where free shipping on orders is available when you spend $15. You heard me right. Get free shipping on orders that's $15 or more. Mercsaver.com, 99 cents or less on all items that they have available on their site. It's a veteran-owned business where everything is 99 cents and below. New items are added daily. www.mercsaver.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
the RCWR Show with Lee Sanders.
Hello, friends. It's your old pal Lee here. Hope you guys been well since last I checked in with you all, heard from you all. I hope that the weather has been kind in your respected neck of the woods. Can't really complain too much over here in the DC metropolitan area. So I know it's been almost 2 weeks since we've done shows over here. So I want to get you guys caught up to speed. I'm putting this out there to let it serve as a little something, just to have it be out there, give you guys a health update, and it could also serve as a prelude for the shows to come. So if you haven't been on social media like that, or maybe you just don't have social media at all, let me just get you all caught up to speed on what's been happening. So as you longtime listeners know, once in a while I deal with throat issues, and at times my throat, when it comes to speaking, I'll start talking in quiet whispers and all of that. And so 2 weeks ago, I had another round of that. But on top of that, the ante was upped big time because I had came down with a really bad viral infection code. And this code was just whipping my ass left and right. Let me tell you, I was doing so much sleeping. It wasn't even funny. I know at one point, at the peak of that code, I slept damn near 72 hours straight. And I barely had any type of fluids whatsoever. It was really, really bad. So I was just in and out of sleep. I was not eating at all. And as I'm trying to do my best to recover from this, I get hit with something else, as if already the throat issues wasn't enough. Then I have the viral cold. It's like, okay, well, surely you'll be all right. Things won't get any worse. Then things do get worse. And I ended up getting thrush. Now, that's spelled THRUSH. Okay. Now, for those of you that's going, what the hell is thrush? Thrush is something, and everything that I had researched about thrush is basically a form of a yeast infection, if you will. Okay, men do get this. That's the thing that I really want to stress, because when you do your research on this, you're going, what the hell? Oh, that's just, oh, okay. So that's something a woman. No. Thrush also affects men as well. And when it does affect men, it affects men in the mouth. Now, you'll see it under a different name, but when you go get it medically checked out by the doctors and all that, and they see that you have it in the mouth and everything, they just go, oh, that's thrush. But the proper name, if you want to call it that, it is oral I'm going to try to pronounce this for you guys. So I'll spell it for you, and then you all can kind of sound it out yourselves. But it's spelled CANDIDIASIS, oral candidiasis. I believe I'm on the right track in pronouncing that, but it's basically oral thrush, the main name. And basically, it's like a mucus membrane viral infection that is on the tongue. Your tongue, the best way to describe it, you know how as a kid, and some of you probably still do this to this day, but I know a lot of you guys definitely did it as a kid. You know how as a kid you would go outside, and when it would be snowing so hard, you go, oh man, cool. And then you'd stick your tongue out trying to capture some of that snow, right? But it would be a situation where, unfortunately, no matter how hard it snowed, that tongue was not going to get covered enough, right? But just imagine that if all the snow could fall on your tongue, or just imagine if you had went in your pantry and you took a little cup of some white sugar and you just poured it all over your mouth. It almost looks something like that. It's your tongue ends up looking very, very whitish, and there's just this bunch of white fungus looking stuff that's just spread all around the tongue. It goes deep out in the back. It looks kind of like a cottage cheese coating. That is the best way I can describe it. And when you get that, your tongue ends up also experiencing redness, a bit of burning, definitely some soreness. There is a substantial change to your speaking habit. There is definitely a change, in your ability to taste. Okay, let alone chew, because sometimes that thrush can affect the gums as well. And when it affects the gums, your gums start to feel pretty sensitive, a little bit numb at the same time. And they can bleed a bit easily just by trying to eat on something, or you're just chilling, and the next thing you know, you'll have a little bit of bleeding that'll occur at the gums. I'm sorry to be so graphic about this for you guys, but I know this is something that most guys if you're lucky, knock on wood, you may never experience this in your lifetime. Because I know when I got diagnosed with this officially, because me and my wife were doing all the research, and she, as you all know, she works in the medical field. These days she works in the dental field, and she's going, that looks like a case of thrush. I'm going, well, what the hell is that? Because I'm freaking the hell out wondering what's going on. And once I finally physically had the strength over my viral code to go into urgent care to be seen and everything, you know, the doctor took a look and he was like, oh, yeah, that's thrush. And it was like, OK, so what happens now? So they ended up doing a bacteria test on my throat. They wanted to test me for all the COVID strands and some other stuff in regards to the throat. So they did a throat test. They did the gamut with the COVID test, and then they also gave me a liquid steroid. They gave me two different liquids. They gave me one which basically was a steroid that would, you know, help clear up my throat and everything, and then the other one is basically a mouthwash. Both of them you can swish in your mouth and swallow. But the other one is you'll hear that referred to as a magical mouthwash. And basically that mouthwash particular starts with an N. It kind of sounds like nice satin, or next time I'm on the air, I'll have the proper name for you guys. But it starts with an N. But once you do that usually it takes about a week and a half. That's when the thrush will completely clear out and everything. But you can end up getting thrush if you want to try to do your best to prevent thrush. I mean, try the following, but your results may vary. Now, the very first thing you want to do is make sure that you're staying on top of your oral hygiene. And I can tell you guys, I'm always on top of my oral hygiene. I'm always brushing my teeth. I'm always mouthwashing, whole 9 yards. Every time 6 months comes around and it's time for me to go get my checkup, I always pass with flying colors, right? But this go around, I just think the totality of what was going on with my sickness and all of that, it was like a circuit overload or whatever. Because my doctor asked me straight up, he goes, have you ever had thrush before? I said, no. He's like, okay. He's like, well, then you should be okay after this. And, but this happens again, just rinse and repeat what we did right here. And, you should be okay. But yeah, this, it's just bad. It's just bad. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So I was recovering from all that, still speaking in whispers, all that good stuff. On top of that, trying to juggle my classes for this semester. And then on top of that, trying to juggle work. So I get a new health problem as all of this is going on. And it was, Tuesday of last week, I believe it was. It was either Tuesday or Thursday of last week. And as I'm recovering from all of this, I go to work, and next thing I know, like I tell my wife, I say, man, my back, like, actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, 2 days prior to going to my evening job, I was having back issues. I mean, my God, back spasms like a mofo. I felt like I popped my back, and I do have a torn disc. I have a torn disc from over 20 something years ago. Long story. I won't dive into that, but they basically gave me, they injected me with some steroids, and that pretty much took care of it, right? Smart dieting, exercising, paid attention to what I was carrying, how I was carrying it, and, knock on wood, I've been pretty much good all the way up until now. I think because I was so bedridden for so long that, in part, that did something to my muscles, particularly my back, because then the next thing you know, I started having these severe lower back pains, and it would be so bad I would bust out in tears. I would be shaking. I would be extremely cold. I would have to wake up my lovely wife, Tams, in the middle of the night, asking her if she can rub me down with Icy Hot and everything. And so last week, I believe it was Tuesday. I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. She says to me, so what are you going to do? I'm like, well, if I can, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go to work and we'll see what happens. So I go to work. I bullshit you not, guys. I probably was up there for almost an hour, and I was just grimacing left and right. It was so bad. I just flagged down one of my supervisors and I said, look, I don't want this to be a situation where it becomes a whole liability thing and all that, but I need to go right now. Like, messed up my back a day or so ago. I haven't had it checked out yet. I thought maybe I could, just by physically being out there and everything, because I'm coming off of a bad cold and everything. But it's obvious I got no business being here. So I need to go. Family wants me to get this checked out. I'll have a doctor's note when I come back. It's like, but I can't do this. So they were like, yeah, just go. It's okay. Just go. So I had spent the next day being bedridden. My kind of fucking luck, right? But I spent the next day being bedridden, and the day after that, which would have definitely been a Friday, or was it a Thursday? I believe it was it was a Friday. It's coming back to me now because my wife was off that day and she pretty much had hung out with me for majority of the day. So last Friday, we went right back to non-urgent care, and we were trying to see what was going on with my back and everything. And, we did a couple of physical tests, and some of those tests I had passed and everything. And the doctor pretty much was like, okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to give you a prescription for some ibuprofen. Now, before you guys say, you can buy ibuprofen. This one is, I believe, it's either 400 or 600 milligrams. It's like one big old tablet. You pretty much got to take that. You want to take it as needed. And then if push comes to shove, you can take one every 4 to 6 hours. But you really should be taking it, as needed, right? As the pain comes and everything. But then I had also got prescribed a muscle relaxer. And for that one, they pretty much was like, look, when you take this, you want to make sure you're taking this at bedtime, because you don't want to be behind the road with that in your system, because it's going to make your muscles feel very relaxed. I've heard a lot of people say that they become very lucid, very sleepy, very groggy. Like, you might not even have those symptoms, but you want to take this at bedtime, right? When you are off the road, you're off the road for the night. You're not going out. You are just good to go at home. And I got some restrictions as far as what I can and cannot do in regards to work. There's actually a restriction in there that says after every 30 minutes, I am to sit down for no more than 5 minutes. Like, I've never had that type of a restriction before in my entire life, but we're supposed to do that for a couple of weeks, see if that'll help out the back and everything. So not a very kind 2 weeks for what's been going on here in the Sanders household. But I am happy to say to you guys that as I'm sitting here right now in the man cave in front of this microphone, I am happy to say to you guys that health-wise, in case you can't really hear it in my voice, I am back at 100%. My back, it is slowly getting there. I feel that since I've been moving around a bit more, that has definitely been helping me out tremendously. Because the doc was saying, look, spend some time outside if you can. Go out there and, you don't have to do anything extreme. You don't have to be like some of these nut freaks out there. Just a simple walk around your neighborhood for about 10 minutes. That will help your back out tremendously. So I've been doing a lot of that. I've got 3 dogs in my house. So, I'm going up and down the stairs every single time they want to go out or they need to be fed, or maybe I forgot something. So, I'm getting in the exercising where I can, and in the process of all of this, I've lost almost over 20 pounds. Believe it or not, I've lost almost 20 pounds because of all this stuff that's been going on. I had to say to my wife, I'm not getting too skinny for you, am I? She goes, no. I like what I'm seeing. Keep it going. I'm like, okay, cool. Right. So really bad. Let me tell you something. When you get that thrush, you do not want to eat anything. And in my case, all I was able to do was bottles of Ensure. I was doing 2 to 3 bottles of Ensure each day. A little bit of Jello here and there. The Jello did not come until after several days had passed. I think the first piece of solid food that I finally was able to eat was actually, those small pinwheels that come in 4 from Wawa. That was one of the first things that I had nibbled on as far as solid food goes. And it didn't feel too bad. But I like on a regular, as far as eating solid food goes, I didn't finally start doing that until probably, if not 3-4 days ago, for sure. I know yesterday I said to wifey, I said, look, why don't you go to Applebee's and why don't you pick us up a couple of dinners? My treat. And she goes, oh, okay, cool. Well, what are you getting? I'm like, well, let's do the 2 for $25. Let's get some salads and, and I ended up getting a grilled chicken with mashed potatoes. What else was on that? Shrimp. I ended up getting that. Y'all know the combo I'm talking about. Had the sauteed onions, all that good stuff. I ended up getting that. She got something a little bit similar, except her skillet, it was pretty much chicken, some type of white sauce, bacon, the mashed potatoes, broccoli. Oh man, her broccoli was good. I thought I had broccoli in my joint, but I didn't get that. But that was like the official, okay, I'm actually having a real meal, and it felt so damn good. Let me tell you. So slowly but surely, as the days progress, I am recovering. So that's what's been going on here. Then, also on top of that, I really, really, really would appreciate you all's thoughts and prayers right now, because my father-in-law is not doing too good. He is in the hospital still as we speak. My father-in-law, late last week, he had decided that he was going to do some grocery shopping. So he had checked in with his best friend who he shares a home with and everything. And he was like, hey, I'm going to the store. Do you want anything? And his friend is like, yeah, get me just blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. And so my father-in-law went to the store, and then he decided he wanted to catch a bus going back. And apparently somebody had saw him crawling on his knees, and they were very, very concerned, very alarmed. They went and, asked him if he needed help. They tried asking him a series of questions, and he came off to them as being very disoriented. They ended up calling an ambulance. And so my pops was pretty much taken to a nearby hospital, and he pretty much has been there since. Now, All he wants to do is sleep. As many of you guys know, if you've ever gone to a hospital, they pretty much are waking you up constantly. They're poking you and trying to get your vital signs and all that other stuff. So, you know, a hospital stay is not exactly supposed to be comfortable, right? You pretty much want to, what's wrong with me? Okay, what's the game plan? Okay, let's get me the hell out of here, because nobody don't want to stay at no hospital. That shit gets very, very expensive. And the hospital where Pops is staying at, that thing is probably somewhere between $4 to $8 grand a day. I BS you not, $4 to $8 grand a day. And so they did a series of tests on him. One of the things that they were able to establish with Pops is that he is anemic. The other thing they have found is that he is very malnourished. And when we're hearing this, we're going, what the fuck do you mean? Like, Pops loves to eat. Pops loves to eat. Almost every time we would turn around, he would always, hey, I was thinking we all could go out, go grab a bite to eat, or whenever it was the holidays, you know, because he loves cooking and everything. So to hear that, wait a minute, Pops is malnourished, that makes no sense. He loves to eat. What the hell are you talking about, malnourished? And so we're checking with his roommate. You know, we're trying to make sure that, hey, you know, he is being fed, right? Well, what the hell is going on here? And, you know, the roommate is like, no, he is, you know, there's plenty of food. Like, you guys can check the fridge, you can check the pantry. Like, he has access to food 24/7. I have to force him to eat. And he talked about an instance most recent where he had made the both of them some sandwiches, just regular old sandwiches. Take 2 regular pieces of bread, make yourself a sandwich. Nothing heavy, you know, not no loaded up, you know, Cliff Huxtable sandwich or anything like that. Just regular old sandwich. And he wasn't hungry. And he forced him to eat it. But then even at that, when he did force him to eat it, he barely was able to eat half the sandwich. And it's like, wait, what the hell? And so they gave him a blood transfusion. They ran a series of tests. Where we're at right now with Pops, they want to test his bone marrow because, you know, they're not sure what's going on. So they're under the impression that he may possibly have leukemia. And I am trying to be strong for the wife, but, you know, I'm hearing that and I'm just going, oof, you know, because I can just see in her eyes, you know, she just has this stare, you know, and I get it. That's her Pops, you know, but she just has this grave look of concern on her face, and she's not really sure like what the hell to do and all of that. And like I told her, I said, look, we just got to take it one step at a time. You know, let's first rule out as many things as humanly possible, right? Because doctors were noticing his behavior. They were noticing how dismissive, how he comes off, you know, a bit rude, and they were wondering, you know, has he always been like that? And we told him, like, no, he hasn't always been like that. No. And so they're trying to figure out what's going on. So we also told them, look, when you're able to do it, you all might want to do a psych evaluation as well, test him for depression, you know, but it's not looking good. His legs, particularly, his legs are so skinny. So skinny. And he's always been a relatively thin guy. You know, maybe a little bit of a tummy for, you know, since he's an older man. Maybe a little small gut. But he's always been, you know, okay, he's relatively in decent shape for an old guy, but his legs have gotten so skinny. It's not even funny. And so we're hoping that it's not leukemia. And when it's all said and done, we're hoping that maybe it's just a case where he's been dealing with some form of depression and he can get some type of help for it or whatnot. But last I checked, he's still in the hospital. They're supposed to be doing some more tests on him. We're hoping that we can get him out of there with the quickness, because he really does not have the money to continue to be staying at the hospital. Like I said, when you're paying somewhere between $4,000 to $8,000 a stay, like, you want to get diagnosed and you want to get the hell out of there already. And he's been there since, what was it? He's been there since Thursday, y'all. He's been there since Thursday. So that's just some of the stuff that's been going on. A lot of heavy shit. I know. So definitely I appreciate you all's thoughts and prayers. I know there was a decent amount of you guys that had reached out, and you all had, whether it was email or private message. I even had some reach out to me via Discord and everything. And I see you all. I appreciate you all. I thank you all so much. It really means a lot. Just continue to have myself, my family, and your thoughts and prayers. It greatly is appreciated. You guys have no idea. So, besides all of that, on a little bit of a lighter note, everything's going pretty good with classes. I'm at that point right now where it's spring break week. So for me, it's spring break week. So I don't have to worry about classes at all this week. Regularly scheduled programming resumes the following week, though. So I am just kicking back, taking it easy. Most of my distance learning classes that I had, which pretty much was either a 7-week or a 10-week course, has pretty much wrapped up. I've only got a couple of classes that are active right now. That's like full blown, this is full time, courses. It's not going to be over until May. But I got a couple of those that's lingering around, but I pretty much was able to finish all my accelerated classes and my distance learning classes. Did fantastic in those. Passed with either an A or A minus. So, your man over here is on cloud 9. I have been able to pay attention to a lot of the stuff that's been going on, wrestling news wise, entertainment wise. I'm looking forward to talking about it all on the show this coming week, beginning with Monday's show. I'll be live after WWE Raw goes off the air. So I hope a lot of you guys that end up listening to this, depending on if you are able to listen to it in time, because I'm going to put this out as soon as I'm done. Hopefully you'll hear this and you'll be like, oh, Lee's coming back tonight. Okay, great. Hopefully you'll be able to join me. If not, you'll be able to check it out on demand and on the downloads. And I get to rest a little bit more from the jobs this week, because I don't go back until Thursday. I purposely... My wife was so mad. She was like, don't get in trouble with work, because they only approved you for, because I told the job, I said, before I even went to go see the doctor, I told the job, look, way things are going, I'm probably not going to be able to come back until Thursday. And the doctor's no pretty much had cleared me for 2 days. But when you break it down, those 2 days on top of the day I was initially seen, so basically 3 days excused, like the way my evening job particularly works, they only schedule me on certain days because they know that I'm not available on certain days. So when you really stop and think about it, it's like, oh, wow. So he pretty much, with the night job, he pretty much was able to squeeze one extra day. And so my wife is like, hey, don't get in trouble. Some jobs can be petty. And, and I told her, I said, look, I got enough cachet. I've got enough credibility and everything. Like, this is my body we're talking about. I want to make sure that before I do anything, I'm at 100% because ain't nobody gonna look out for me except for me. Not to mention the medicine that they gave me. I got to make sure that as far as any side effects go and everything, that whatever's gonna go down is gonna go down while I'm still out and everything. So, but yeah, I don't get to go back to the jobs until Thursday. So I'm literally taking it easy. I say that because once I'm done with the show for Monday night tonight, I will immediately drop that bad boy for you guys. No problem whatsoever. So I'm hoping I can get back into the groove of things. I wanted to put this out there because I didn't want for over 30 minutes of the show opener to for tonight. I didn't want for there to be 30 plus minutes. I figured, getting all you guys caught up to speed. I didn't want all of that to be incorporated in the show. I know some people like to talk of realism and all that, but I also know that there's a decent amount of people out there that don't care about all of this stuff. So at least when I get ready to do the Monday night show and I go, oh yeah, I know I've been away for a couple of weeks. You guys had a lot of personal problems, a lot of health issues that went down. For those of you that are interested, you want to get caught up to speed, there's actually a bonus episode available on demand and on the downloads you can go check out to complement what you're hearing right now. That way the gaps are filled. I'd rather I do it like that. That way people that do really give a damn and they want to go out of their way, they'll do that and everything rather than, have somebody sit through all those minutes of, you feel where I'm coming from? So that's why I'm doing this right now. I had a lot of advertising, sponsorship opportunities. People were hitting me up through, networking and everything. And I was shooting them down left and right because I was not feeling well. And one sponsor particularly, we had to reach out to them and let them know, hey, look, I am still making a slow recovery here. We'd appreciate it if you can not only work with us, but as a way of saying thanks for your patience, we'll gladly throw in a bonus 3 shows, our way of saying thanks and everything. And they were totally cool with it and everything. But otherwise, we were shooting down sponsorship opportunities left and right. Now, not for nothing, majority of the sponsorship opportunities that came in had nothing to do with you all. It was not relevant to you guys. I remember there was one group of people that had hit us up. They wanted to know if we would promote a children's Christian's book. And I looked at that and I just chuckled and I said, man, they must have not went out of their way to read the FAQ and read the profile for this gig because, or at least check out a sample of a show, because if they did, they know for starters, I will use profanity. Even though I'm hitting the censor button, I'm using profanity. The type of stuff that we talk about, like, yeah, you're talking about a Christian. What you want is a Christian audience, right? That's what you want. What you want is a Christian audience. You don't want to just go any old damn. You want a Christian audience. So yeah, that was just kind of whoa. Let me take a step back here. But yeah, we were like shooting stuff down left and right. There was even a couple of folks that reached out privately in regards to interview opportunities. I didn't even respond to those. It was like, as I told my wife, I said, sometimes you just got to learn how to say no. Sometimes you just got to learn how to draw the line in the sand, and you just got to go, look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me and your thoughts and all that. But, I got to take care of me right now, because you're not going to do it. This person's not going to do it. I got to take care of me. I got to do me, and as I tell my wife, I say, you know what? It's okay to say no. Sometimes it's okay to say no. If you don't feel like doing something, it's okay to say no. And if that person is truly your friend, if they're really down with you like that, they'll respect that and they'll keep it moving along. Right? Because you'd be surprised, man. There are some people, there's some people I look at and I just really question their motives. I just go, are you really a friend? Are you truly sincere, or is this really a case about what you can do for me and what I can get out of it? The whole reward system, right? You know, I'll benefit from, you know, being associated with this person, and as a result, I'll be able to get this out of them, that out of them. It's, you know, it's just, not to get too deep there, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so we are almost at the 40-minute mark right now. Like I said, I just wanted to put out a little something out there, whet y'all's appetite a little bit. I'm looking forward to talking a lot of cool stuff, primarily wrestling, entertainment. I'm definitely looking forward to talking a little bit about the Oscars with you guys. There's a couple of movies that I had saw since I've been out that I definitely want to give some love to. One of them, you guys will be quite surprised that it's taken me this long to freaking see it. But y'all will appreciate the fact that I finally did see it. There's a lot of fun stuff. We're going to have a good time, though. I promise. We'll have a lot to say about the recent Hall of Fame inductees. I know the newest one was on Muhammad Ali. They just dropped that today, so I'll have a lot to say in regards to that. And there's so much stuff to get into. I know you guys haven't even heard my thoughts about Sting and his retirement match and all that, because at the time when all of this was going on, there was supposed to be a Revolution post show and all of that. But there's a lot that I definitely am going to be unleashing on tonight's show. So make sure you represent and check it out. Good to be back. Definitely good to be back. I miss doing this. I like the whole element of anything can happen live. I miss the whole interactions. I missed it all. Definitely missed you guys on top of everything. So it's nice to be back on the saddle doing this again. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's a great week to be back too, because AEW got the big business edition of Dynamite that's going to be coming up this week, where Mercedes Moné is supposed to be debuting or whatnot. So it's a good time to be back in everything. All right, so we're back this Monday and Wednesday with shows for you guys. If you're new, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe. Get at your man on X, Facebook, YouTube. Use the keywords, the RCWR show. Oh, by the way, for you YouTube lovers out there, I have now submitted the RSS feed of our audio shows to YouTube. So now the latest episode will upload to the YouTube channel. And what I've been doing is having those, I've been scheduling them as premieres. I try to do it based on the time when there's folks that's going to be around and all that. That's pretty much how I do it. So just FYI for you guys, just another way of taking advantage of another outlet that's out there and trying to expand listenership and everything. If you want to help out with the show too, as far as helping us expand our reach of audience, leave rating and reviews on iTunes and on Spotify. It takes just a couple of seconds. It's free, helps out a ton. All right. Until next go round, wishing all of y'all to be safe and most importantly, be kind to one another. Catch you all for the post show after Monday Night Raw. Peace, y'all. Take care.
Thanks for listening. An Infinity One Productions presentation, keeping it honest, insightful, and interactive.